Hey everybody, hope you are all very well, and welcome to part 4 of this video series on using chromatic approaches with triads. In the last 3 videos we have looked at single chromatic approach from below, from above, and in combination. So lots of single chromatic motion. This lesson we are starting to look at double chromatic. So this is where we are approaching from 2 half steps below each chord tone. So if we look at this with our C major triad, so that's C, E, G, and C. If we were to approach C from a single chromatic below, we would just be going from the B as we've been looking at so far. If we use double chromatic, that means we're moving chromatically from 2 half steps below. So this is something you will hear in many bass lines across the board, especially in the James Jamerson uses this everywhere. Anthony Jackson, so many bass players use this. So that double chromatic going to the root. Or to the 5th. Anyway, that's to come. Let's just lay these out. But it's a very common chromatic device. This is something I absolutely recommend you get down and get into your playing, because it is, in the context of the bass player's toolkit, this is the adjustable screwdriver where you can take out all the magnetic heads, put them in. It is that sort of thing that you can just plug in and it will add to your bass lines. Okay, so let's just lay this out with our C major triad. So we've already looked at below the root, B flat to B to C. Going to our third, we'd be going from D to E flat to E. To the G, we'd be going from F to F sharp to G. I know I'm mixing enharmonics there. F to F sharp to G. And then finally going up to the C, you've got B flat, B, and C. So let's just run through those again. So you've got going to our root, B flat, B, and C. To the third, we've got D, E flat, and E. To our 5th, F, F sharp, and G. And then B flat, B, and C again. Now we can apply these, we can apply these double chromatics to the triads in exactly the same way, to the exact same exercise that we did with our single chromatics. So again, moving around the cycle of fourths. Hopefully those of you that have been looking at these lessons, you'll be very familiar with that by now. So again, as before, I will talk you through the first 3 chords. So we'll look at C, F, and B flat, and then I will give a playthrough for you guys, kind of where I'm working all the way around the cycle. So C we've already done. Double chromatic to the C, to the E, to the G, to the C. Now with F, so our chord tones, we've got F, A, C, and F. So to get to the F, we go E flat, E, and F. We go G, A flat to A, because we are now in a flat key. I'm not mixing my enharmonics this time. So G, A flat, and A. B flat, B, and C. E flat, E, and F. So. And when we go around the exercise, that's the rhythm we'll use. We use 2/16ths and an 1/8 note for each one. So. Now B flat. So B flat major, we've got B flat, D, F, and B flat. So again, we've got a flat key, making sure not to mix my enharmonics. Declan's looking at me over there. So we've got A flat, A, B flat. Then we've got C, D flat, and D. E flat, E, and F. And then we've got the A flat, A, and B flat again. So. So yes, you might have noticed this now. You do have one long chromatic walk-up when you're working the chord tones like this, because you only have two chromatic notes between the third and the fifth. So that's in the key of B flat. You've got your D, you've got your F. They're a minor third apart. So you've got two half steps between them. And when you add double chromatic below the third, well, it ends up being one long walk up. That's why I've broken the rhythm up, so you can kind of hear them, as opposed to it being like. Okay, so just alter the rhythm there to make it not sound like one long chromatic line. Okay, now that I've explained how this exercise is going to work, now let's work all the way around the cycle of fourths using these double chromatics below. Okay, so now that we've looked at this new variation of the cycle exercise, let's take a look at a musical example. Let's put this concept into context. All the way through the single chromatic videos, we've been working in the key of C. So for a little bit of change of pace, a little bit of change of scenery, we're going to introduce a new key here. So we are going to work in the key of A major. So we're not going to spend this entire video series working in the key of C major and minor. So A major. So our chord tones for A major are A, C sharp, E, and A. And then I'm still using, even though I'm playing a 5-string, I'm still using the 4-string span. And we've got our C sharp up the octave there, so. So those are our chord tones. That is our framework for this for this example. So without further ado, we're going to drop in the playthrough of this bass groove now, so you can take a listen to it, and then we'll get in and break it down. Alright, so now that you've heard what the whole example sounds like, and as before guys, if you click the link below, head on over to my Substack. This backing track that we've used today is available there for you to download. So link is in the description. Head on over to Substack. All right. So let's, again, break this down a bar at a time. Okay, so bar 1. Again. So we've got two 8th note roots to start the bar. 2 A's. Then we've got a double chromatic up to the 5. And then a double chromatic up to the octave of the root. So we've got a double chromatic going up to that E, double chromatic going up to that A. Now with double chromatics, I'm always thinking of this visually, so I'm seeing where that target note is, and I'm just walking up to it from two frets below. So the way that I see double chromatics, I'm looking for that E there. That's the target note. Ditto for the A at the very top. That is my target. And I just know that, right, 2 frets below, walk up to it, that's the double chromatic. That's how I think of this, that's how I visualize this, okay? So, let's work around that bar nice and slowly. So, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, now bar 2, we're staying on our root and dropping the octave. And now we have a double chromatic going up to the 3rd. So that's our C sharp. Okay, so we've got the octave drop to the 3rd. And then to the 5th again. Okay, so octave to the 3rd to the 5. So let's put that together. Practice that slowly. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and again 3 and 4, and so that's our first 2 bars of this example. Now we're landing back on our root note. It's exactly the same as bar 1. So now in bar 4, this is where things change around a little bit, because we've got a 5th at the start, and then we're doing a double chromatic up to the upper 3rd. So that's our target there. That's C sharp. So we've got E, E, C sharp. So starting on the E, again that E sharp, that C sharp is my target. That's where I'm aiming. And then we go down to that A again, but this time I'm just using the open string. So sorry, not 16th, the quarter notes. 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and then finally we've got a double chromatic up to the 5, and then the octave drop to the open E string. Okay, so the whole of that bar sounds like this. 3 and 4 and 1. Again. 1. Again. 1. And that then takes us back into the start of the example. Okay, so let's play through the whole groove at that tempo. 1, 2, 3, and one, and one. All right. So that's the breakdown of the musical example. Take that away. Take that. Take the cycle exercise using those double chromatics away, and start looking at how you can integrate that sort of vocabulary into your own play. Thanks so much for checking out this lesson, guys. If you would like to see a full extended version with some additional stuff, you can click the link to my website down there in the description. You'll also find an ever-increasing transcription vault. I'm releasing a couple of transcriptions a month. You'll also find articles that I've written and a whole lot more. So like I said, link down there in the description. See you soon.